What's up everyone, John from ARTV. It's time for a review of Act 2, the second album by Bleachers, the project by Jack Antonoff of Fun and Steel Train fame. I actually listened to him all the way back in those Steel Train days, not knowing who it was, went on to love Fun, and am now actually really finding myself enjoying this new record. It's called Gone Now, and it's the follow-up to the now 3 years ago released Strange Desire, an album that I really couldn't get into. If I had forced myself to say that I loved it, it would have been coming from just not a genuine place whatsoever. But this time around, I really do see some improvements, and I know a lot of people love that first record, Strange Desire, but I feel like he's built on some things here, and I like the recurring themes. There's voices that appear throughout this thing. There's songs that lead and give way to each other, whether it be the distant vocals, or the recurring instrumentation, or just the reprises. Even if it's not the Mickey Mantle reprise that comes at the end of this record, there are a few other callbacks and call forwards to other songs. Now, I think that Jack Antonoff is a fantastic songwriter, and he also produced the majority of this himself. He brought on a few other guests. You're going to hear everything from his girlfriend Lena Dunham singing backing vocals on one of the tracks, and then you're going to hear Carly Rae Jepsen, Lorde actually singing and co-writing on the single Don't Take the Money, which is just an ace up the sleeve of a song. What a summer tune, kind of the I Want to Get Better of the album, if you will. Now, I'm not saying that it tops that, because that was one of my absolute favorite songs of the year in 2014, but still, and if you've ever noticed, it's actually sitting. You can see the little 7-inch, that's actually a Bleachers 7-inch for I Want to Get Better sitting right back there. So, what did we get in terms of the sound on Gone Now? Is it more of the same stuff? Well, sonically, I guess you could say it does land in the same territory for sure. There's definitely synth pop, some really earwormy choruses, but it's Jack Antonoff, so you know it's going to be a little bit out there. There's going to be some weird ideas, and I think that the main overarching concept of this record is just how tough love and relationships are, not from a cynical point of view really, but from a let's try and make this work standpoint. And I like the kind of conflict that we get. There's the chaos and the calm, and then there's the trying to mend things, like Let's Get Married, which is just seemingly kind of a frantic move, and a lot of this record comes from the mind that has been frayed and just chipped away over time. And then the track that I really enjoyed that he actually co-penned with Julia Michaels, it's track number 3, another one of the singles, Hate That You Know Me, talking about being in a relationship with somebody where sometimes you try to escape yourself, you try to get out of a certain mindset of just passing by yourself in the mirror, and really that other person is just going to know you no matter what. Even if you're able to escape for a minute, they're going to keep pointing out exactly who you are. And that track is infectious. It is just such a melody. I think he has a great knack for coming up with songs. And even though some of these are just a bit too out there, like the ending track, Foreign Girls, it's just a little bit out in left field for me. Out in the bleachers, if you will. No one? That's fine. It is a little bit out there. I don't really like some of the vocal effects that he uses, and he definitely does have a different approach. Some of these tracks are vastly different from the others, and on Don't Take the Money, I like the almost gasping approach to the pre-chorus on this thing, and the chorus is really just kind of beating you over the head with how catchy it is. Not in a bad way, but I love it. It just drags you into the song and does not let go of that hold. He doesn't loosen that strength that he has around you with these hooks. And even on some of the weirder tracks, I feel like they start off weirder at least, Everybody Lost Somebody, it's one of those things where he just kind of took it in. He took some observations of people in general, and he kind of put that to paper and then wrote a song about it. And I enjoy that. It's not just introspection, it's also just kind of what he sees in the world as well. And And I think that he sees beauty, I think that he sees problems, and then he kind of brings that all back home and applies it to his own life and relationships. And that is essentially Gone Now in a nutshell. This is a solid record with a lot of good songs that could definitely be big. I already praised the singles from this thing. There's other cool tracks like All My Heroes, which definitely kind of sees fatigue in the mind of someone who is worn out, and it has kind of multiple parts to it. I like the multi-personality thing that we get with Gone Now, and I think that we definitely had that on Strange Desire. It's just that some of the songs lost me as I felt like they either ran together or ran a bit too long, outstayed their welcome. Here, I think it's a little bit more of a welcomed, lengthened track listing on this thing. 12 songs, 12 that come through and all feel totally vital and necessary to the record. Even if some of them are just least favorites for me, I think overall I can't really complain too much with what we got. Some of the songs just are serviceable. I wouldn't call them huge standouts by any means, but I am loving tracks like I Miss Those Days, Nothing Is You is kind of a really big cry out, I feel like basically saying like I've got everything wrapped up and invested in this one thing, and is this falling apart? And he's kind of frantically trying to put things back together. Like I said, it's from the mind of someone who definitely struggled with a lot of different things, a lot of life, a lot of love. And then we see throughout this, from the track Good Morning, track number 2, good morning to my upstairs neighbor, good morning to everybody who lent a hand to help me out in a time of hardship or something like that. He's basically calling back to that throughout this record. And like I said, he mentions other songs, and he mentions even his previous record on the I'm Ready to Move On Mickey Mantle reprise track, which is track 11, which is a bit tedious, definitely. There's a continuity to it, and I do like that, but at the same time, it does get a bit tedious in parts. Some of the songs feel familiar while still catchy and good inherently. I just don't see them as all being amazing. So overall, I am not in love with Gone Now, but I definitely think it's a step up from the last record. And I know people are going to feel different ways about this. I know a lot of people loved Strange Desire, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Me personally, I'm going to go with a 3.5 out of 5 for Gone Now. Don't forget to leave a like on the video and let me know what other reviews you would like to see in the comment section down below. The YouTube ad problem is worse than ever, and I am making virtually no money. If you're able to help me out on Patreon, it is the link right here in the corner. A couple of recent videos you can see by clicking those annotations here, and you can find me on social media by clicking the links in the description. Other than that, I'll see you very soon right here on ARTV.